Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Live Beyond Average podcast. I am your host, Jordan Miller. Jumping on today, I am recording this on a Monday, and I just love recording these podcasts on Mondays. I love the energy of Mondays. I love the beginning of a new week, and I just love that starting fresh Mondays, kind of that one day being a business owner and entrepreneur that I remember what day of the week it is. Most other days of the week, I am at a loss most of the time. So Mondays really help me to get refocused and a little bit organized at least. And we're at the last week of September as well. It's September 24th today, and I can't believe that here we are at the end of September already. In the past, I'd have been out hunting like probably a couple weeks of this time frame already, and I haven't gone out a single day yet this year. I was planning on going out this past weekend, and we just didn't make it happen. But we got some days coming up ahead that we're going to be able to get out and enjoy nature and do a little bit of that. We were driving around a little bit this weekend with the family, just hitting some gravel roads by our acreage and just really enjoying the scenery. And there's this 1 week or so every single year that the crops have turned, but the trees are still green, and we are at that time frame right now. And you get up on these high points and you can look out and you just see all the corn and all the soybeans have turned, but they're still green on the landscape, and there's just something about that that's really special. I love the look of that. The air is getting crisp. I just love this season, you guys. It is refreshing. So it's fun. On the business side of things, man, always a fun time of year because we are settled in finally from the start of school. People are getting back into it with the fitness side of things, and that's really where I want to take the podcast today, is really help direct some motivation, direct some insight on how you can have better success leading up into the new year, because this is what I found since training people since 2011. The people that start prior to the new year typically do better that whole following year than people who start right at the new year. Now, that's not saying that people who start at the new year, you're not going to do well, because I have plenty of people that do well too, that start in January and February and March. But man, there is something about the focus. There's something about this change that happens that people that start prior to the upcoming year. And so I want to really tell you why. I really want to give you some really good pointers on how you can have some great success from now, October, November, December, 3 months, a whole quarter of the year. It's easy to write off the burr months because they happen so fast. September, October, November, December just fly by, and they feel like they're not even part of the year, and we miss out on opportunity, on gains, on progress that we could be making, because we're almost already looking forward to the next year and be like, hey, I'll start at the new year. And so the incremental change is a key piece. I've noticed that a lot of people who do the massive shock, the change everything at the new year, that they don't respond well to that, and that's why we have that fall off. That's why you see all of these statistics of people who don't follow through with their New Year's resolutions. Now, you have to know your personality on this, right? Some people need that, and I've had clients who have lost over 100 pounds that they changed everything in their life, and it is exactly what they needed specifically. But I've also found that you really have to know your personality, but most people don't respond well to just changing everything at once. And so this is where you can take these next 3 months or 2 months or 1 month, depending on when you're listening to this, and make some incremental changes that'll help you just really fall into place. And I guarantee you're going to see a massively good result and be in a really good place come January 1st. And so what do I mean by starting incremental changes? Let's really dive into that and give you some good examples of that. So, for example, let's say this, and this works with anything, right? This could be with your business. This could be with your personal goals. This could be anything. Let's use health and fitness as the example here. It's always the easiest for me. So you're trying to lose weight. you're trying to lose fat. You're trying to get your health in order and improve that. And how are we going to make incremental changes? Because in the past, you've tried to change things and you've fallen off and you can't quite seem to stick with it. This is what I would do. The incremental change. I would start off by just setting a X amount of walks per week. Okay, I'm going to go on 2 walks this week. And I'm going to put them in my calendar, put the time in my calendar, just like an appointment. I'm going to go to the dentist or the doctor. You're going to hit those 2 walks. That is starting the incremental change. It's not really shifting your life all that much. It's not shifting your schedule all that much where you're having this big shock and awe, this big stress that I have to do something extra. But it's starting to make that change. And so week 1, you go on those couple walks. Week 2, maybe you do that exact same thing. Week 3, you add a 3rd day. Okay, so this is that incremental change, or maybe you add a few minutes to that walk, or you add a noon hour walk, whatever that is. You're incrementally changing things where it's not this big shock and awe to yourself. Okay? So we build foundation and then we build upon that. We add things to it. Once we get things down, they become a normal part of our life. You could add a gym day to yourself. Let's say you don't go to the gym at all and you're going to go to the gym 1 day per week. Again, not that stressful. It might be very stressful to you to be like, I'm going to add a gym day. But you're going to go to the gym once. And then you're also going to add a home workout to yourself. So maybe it's adding 2 days of resistance training into your lifestyle. One can be at the gym, one can be at home. Maybe both are at home. Whatever that is. We make the routine. Don't just go guessing into, okay, I'm going to do this on Monday. I'm going to do what I do. No, you need to know exactly what you're going to do. So when that time comes, the workout's laid out for you and you know exactly what you can do. So you can take that 20, 30 minutes and really just dive into exactly what that is and focus on what is written out for you to execute on. Remember, this is to flow with your life. It's not to be this big sudden change. It's the incremental changes that will yield the big result as we go, okay? Then we might implement some food choices, right? I'm going to just eat a good breakfast every day. A lot of you want to make these big nutritional changes in your life and you've tried, and a lot of times we've fallen into doing fad diets and we've fallen into doing these really attractive things that work in the short term, but most of them are very extreme, right? We make these huge changes like I'm just going to do keto where I'm eliminating all these foods. I'm just going to do carnivore where I'm eliminating all these foods. So many of these things eliminate. Those are drastic changes in our lifestyle. They yield a quick, fast result because most of the time it's because you're just literally calorie restricting. When you're taking out all of these things and you can only eat certain things, you're taking in less calories, okay? That's why they work in the short term very fast. You're building a calorie deficit, which then enables your body to lose weight. But it's not necessarily these things that we can adhere to and be sustainable for the long haul that actually improve our overall health. They might help you lose weight, but are they improving our health? You have to ask yourself that question. And so we want to learn to have this great relationship with food. We want to learn how to eat. What proteins are healthy for us? What carbs are healthy for us? What fats are healthy for us? Find the right ratios of them and have the right amount that work around our goals, where our goals actually are, okay, for the long-term health. So we start working on just having a healthy breakfast, and you don't worry about the rest. Because when you start doing one thing around the healthy breakfast, a lot of times our choices around the rest of things are in the back of our mind. We're very conscious then of the choices we're making the rest of the day. The breakfast or whatever meal that is that you choose to do well on, maybe I'm choosing to pack a lunch every day because I've been going out to lunch every single day. I'm spending all this extra money. I'm eating more processed, crappy foods. I'm not feeling well. I overeat. All of these things. Maybe you're choosing just to pack a lunch every day and you're making that one incremental shift that'll help move and build momentum on, okay? That is what incremental changes look like, you guys. Picking one thing and moving into it, making it become this normal piece of our life, and then slowly adding on it and building it. It is literally a brick by brick approach to changing. If you struggle with, hey, I'm changing everything like that, then we build it brick by brick. And this is what I have a lot of my clients do who struggle, who have struggled with changing everything all at once, is we just start working on one thing at a time. The one thing you have to do if you're choosing to go about the incremental changes approach is you have to buy into also and change that mindset to have a large window of opportunity for yourself to make these changes, okay? Because you can't just jump on the scale every single week and expect some massive change, okay? It has to be realistic to the approach that you're taking. So it's going to be slower, but slower does not mean worse. Oftentimes slower means better because we build such a solid foundation that we get 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, a year down the road, and we look in the mirror and we're like, whoa, I'm 68 pounds down, and I didn't feel like I had to change all that much. But then I look at my life and how much I've changed, and wow, I've changed everything. This happens, you guys. This is a real thing. And so I want to really encourage you this week is to look at that and be like, man, what incrementally can I change here this week? Something small that I can build upon now until January 1st. So when January 1st rolls around, it's just flowing. Okay? Let's start building on that today. This is going to help you live a life beyond average. This is what this is all about, is just becoming more healthy, discovering more ways, discovering maybe new tactics, new ways, new things to implement that could work for you, that are going to help you out. I know this is one of them that a lot of you are going to hear and going to be able to put into practice. Okay? If you need help with that, don't hesitate to reach out to me on my socials, all at Run to Gun, or you can just drop me an email at jordan@run2gun.com. Love to help you out and just set this up with you. Okay? You guys, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. I hope you absolutely crush the week ahead, and we'll talk to you soon.